Hans Anderson, and I'm one of the developers of iFretless bass. Today I'd like to show you how to play major and minor chords on the major thirds tuning. If you're using the app, you'll see the menu here in the corner has 4 choices for the tuning of the strings. The first tuning is major thirds, followed by fourths, and that's the tuning we typically see on a bass guitar. Then we have a tri-tune tuning and a fifths tuning, which follows the tuning you see on orchestral instruments. That's the violin, the viola, and the cello. My personal favorite tuning to use when I'm playing iFretless is the major thirds tuning. C major is in the normal first inversion is C, E, and G. And if I play that together as a chord, it's a little difficult to finger it, and the sound is kind of muddy. But still, I find an even better sound is when you open the chord up, you play C and skip the E, go up to the fifth, which is G, and then take that E note up a whole octave. I can use the same chord fingering on any major chord. So C major chord was fingered like this. And you can see a triangular pattern so that the first note and the third of the chord are there in the same fret, but the third is 5 strings up, and then the fifth is, this G is staggered over 1 string, making this triangle shape. If you hold that same shape with your fingers, let's say for example I want to play a D major chord now. I put my thumb on D, and my next 2 fingers go on A and F sharp, and I have a major D major chord. Or I want to play B major chord, put my thumb on B, and the next 2 fingers on the F sharp and the D sharp. And I don't even need to pay much attention to what notes I'm playing, except for just where my thumb is. My thumb is always going to be the root of the chord, and I can play any major chord I want that way. Now, what about minor chords? The minor chord is also the same way. When you make a minor chord, you can take the major chord. Let's go back to C major, which we're playing C, G, E. And then you take the E down a half step to E flat. C, G, E flat is our fingering for the minor chord. And again, it has a distinctive shape. And again, by holding that same fingering shape, I can play any minor chord. So this is the shape of C minor, and now let's say I want D minor. Again, the same shape, just move my thumb up. This is my root of my chord, root my chord on D, and finger it with the minor shape, and I get the minor chord. And once again, I can get any minor chord with that same fingering. Look at how we can go through the chords in the C scale. So the 1 chord in the C scale is C, and the 2 chord is D minor, E minor, F major, G major. So that concludes our tutorial on how to play major and minor chords in iFretless. Start exploring with that idea of keeping your thumb on the root and then just playing major and minor chords with those 3 finger fingerings. And I think you'll get a lot of mileage out of that. Thanks for listening.